We go to Group B competition, Pool B, and it's going to be another acid test here because the strong Philippine Air Force will be going up against a struggling CEU Scorpions. That's our match, our second match for this day. It's going to be CEU against Philippine Air Force. Volleyball fans, good day to all of you. Chicky Ray is here with Mosh Cruz. You guys are watching us live on One Sports, and this is your Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference. And we mentioned this, Mosh, nag-usap tayo before we started the coverage here. Struggling ngayon ang CEU, and they're going to face a very strong Philippine Air Force.
Yes, CEU already had the first two games. Unfortunately, no win for them yet as they lost against Easy Trip in 3 sets on their last game. Now that they are going to face the reigning champs of our Open Conference, Philippine Air Force, with a 1-0 standing, let us see how CEU will take this challenge today.
Ang Philippine Air Force naman nanggaling sa isang panalo against the LPU Pirates, so off to a good start. At tatlo nga sila doon with a 1-0 record. So it's going to be a test here for CEU. We'll take a very quick break. Pagbalik po natin ang ating pre-game protocol bago po magkita ang Air Force at ang CEU.
Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Rene Gaspilio, and second referee, Mr. Bonifacio Abug. Let's now meet the starting 6 for Centro Escolar University Scorpions. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 2, Nino Nazareno. At number 3, Aljun Sandoval. Number 6, Francisco Naagas Jr. Number 7, Miguel Antonio Gonzalez. Number 12, Carlo Villahermosa. And number 14, Julian Solis. With liberos, number 1, Dave Magdamit, and number 10, Jomar De La Rosa. And head coach, Mr. Mark Anthony Santos. Let's now meet the starters for the Philippine Air Force Go for Gold. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 17, Airman Second Class Jesse Lopez. At number 2, Francis Philip Saura. Number 7, Airman Second Class Rodolfo Labrador. Number 8, Kim Malabunga. Number 10, Fauzi Ismail. And number 11, Airman Second Class Alnacran Abdilia. With liberos at number 4, Rico Marmeto. And number 14, Jan Mariano Sumagi. With head coach, Staff Sergeant Dante Alinsunurin. This is match number 14 of Pool B. Good luck to both teams.
Our protagonists, Villahermoso, Nazareno, Gonzalez, Sandoval, Naagas, Solis, and Dave Magdamit for the Scorpions. On the other side, it's Labrador, Saura, Abdilia, Ismail, Malabunga, Jesse Lopez, the captain, and Rico Marmeto as their starting libero for the team of Coach Dante Alinsunurin. The other team, Central Escolar, being coached by Coach Mark Anthony Santos. And our officials for this match, first referee Rene Gaspilio, and second referee Bonifacio Abo, both national referees. Once again, we're live on One Sports. Chiquirias with Mosh Cruz. And this is, as we've mentioned, top of the coverage, Mosh, is an acid test for CEU. How difficult will this be for the Scorpions? And I say that because you're going up against a mighty Philippine Air Force.
We mentioned that earlier that this is going to be a tough challenge for CEU. And based on their previous game against Easy Trip, you know, they lost in 3 sets, which we did not expect because we expected them to give them a good fight. But on that game, they had a low-scoring game. Nazareno only having 7 points, Gonzalez 5 points, Villahermosa 5 points as well. And their attacks, they only scored 20 out of 110 attack attempts. Also, the blockings 4 out of 29 and 3 service aces out of 59 service attempts.
So it's really they were really challenged, itong CEU Scorpions in their first 2 matches. But if you're on the side of the Scorpions, looking at things positively, in spite of knowing for a fact that you're going up against Goliath.
Yes.
Diba, David and Goliath itong case na ito eh. Maraming pwedeng matutunan dito ang CEU. And in fact, I believe that pressure should not be on their shoulders, but on the shoulders of the Air Force.
Definitely, since they are going up against a school-based team and you know, you are a reigning champs of this conference, kailangan hindi mo easy-easy etong game na to. And you have to prove to them that this is Spikers Turf is a different kind of competition na hindi porket school-based yung kalaban mo or at ikaw ay club team. Iibahin mo yung laro mo. You're going to relax.
I had a chat with Rana Abdilia earlier and I was watching the body language of the Air Force. Kita mo they will not take CEU lightly. Diba, may saying tayo sa Filipino, walang malaking nakapupuwing, diba? And they should be very careful of the Scorpions because when you're down, no way but up.
And I actually talked to Jesse Lopez the other day, yung isang game day, and sabi ko sa kanya, anong nafe-feel nyo ba? Kasi ang dami ng teams dito and most of them are school-based teams na makakalaban nyo. He is actually excited kasi he can share what they experienced here in Spikers Turf. So sabi niya, excited kami na makakalaban din namin sila kasi marami pa kaming maituturo din sa kanila and sila, excited sila for the experience that they are going to get here in this league.
Very nice. Ganda ng pagkakasabi ni Jesse, no, spoken like the true captain that he is. Now, Ismail with a service error there, but before that, it was Malabunga who got that point and immediately apologized to the other side for hitting a Scorpion there. Now, Air Force up by 1. Looking at the score here, this is a nice start for CEU. They're down by 1 point. It's in for Abdilia.
Great cross-court attack by Abdilia on that one. Merong power and talagang dinulo niya yung atake niya.
6-4 in favor of the Air Force. Kim with a good serve there. Over receive. Almost a gift for Jesse Lopez. Scorpions are trying. They go to the back.
That was a good coverage by Nazareno.
And they are really going after those hits. But that time around, they couldn't do anything about that hit of Francis Saura.
Of course, the attack of Francis Saura, it's really hard to get that one. Tingnan mo. Ang hirap talaga kunin. Also, wala siyang blocker kasi from CEU. So, malakas yung palo niya. And the receiver Wala ka na magagawa.
But you gotta love that. Nagas, hindi siya nasisindak dito sa height difference against the taller Air Force Jet Spikers. Five serving seven. They're down by 2. Oh, and that's a service ace. At ang tinarget niya doon was Labrador.
Labrador, who was not in the right position to receive that service from Naagas.
One more try for Nagas. Another good serve there. Back to the white and pink. They go cross court. And the captain delivers here for CEU. Check this out, Mosh. We are tied at 7.
Disregarding the blockers of Philippine Air Force Nazareno, that was a good one from him.
Tied at 7. Saura. Combination to Abdilia. And Ranran sends it home. Air Force, they grab a 1-point lead here. You heard the buzzer. We're going to the first technical timeout of set number 1. Upcoming games for the Air Force Jet Spikers. It's Easy Trip on September 10, Echo Oil on September 24, and then the Blue Eagles will be meeting them on September 29. So we still don't know how the Eagles will fare against the Air Force. But here in set number 1, I am pleased. Nice to see that the Scorpions are putting up a good fight against the taller Philippine Air Force.
And you can see that they are very determined to put up a good fight because nakikita natin talagang ready sila on the floor.
Yes.
Na-receive nila yung most of the attacks from Philippine Air Force, and also they can attack very well.
Let's see if they can continue doing that. They're only down by a point here. Here comes the Jet Spikers. They go to Abdilia. And Ranran, hindi niya, wala diretso straight to the point ang gusto niyang gawin. He wants to score. And look at that, game face is on for Ranran.
And once you see him approach like that, and also yung previous attack niya from kanina, alam mo na papatayin talaga niya yung bola.
Lopez with service ace. Let's talk about Ranran Abdilia. We had a chat with him before the start of the match. And not many know, I think, that he was bothered by a knee injury, a right knee injury, nung reinforced conference pa. And right now, sabi niya, may pain pa rin when he twists it. But I think, sabi niya, I'm ready to play. Pag nainitan na ito, it'll be okay. Yun yung kanan niya. It's a ITB. That's on the outer part of that right knee.
Pero nung reinforced conference, hindi natin napansin na meron siyang iniindang sakit.
We noticed in that match, that all-important match, na mababa yung flight ni Ranran Abdilia. And I only found out afterwards from the coach na meron pala siyang nararamdaman nun. But like any true Air Force, laban pa rin itong si
Laban
Ranran.
pa rin. And he also got that MVP award at the reinforced conference. And what a great attack by CEU. 2 blockers from Philippine Air Force. Let us see that one again. Villahermosa.
Oo. And against the best of the best from the Philippine Air Force, Ismail. Biglang bumawi agad.
Kapag gano'n nakataas yung talon ng kalaban mo, nakakatakot ng kunin yung bola.
And I think what Lopez is doing is tinataasan niya talaga para yung potential blockers from CEU won't have a chance in blocking those hits.
And he can definitely do that kasi mas matataas tumalon yung attackers niya. So pag nilipad niya yung bola, makakapag-adjust pa yung attackers. Unlike kapag hindi ganun kataas tumalon yung attackers mo, talagang kailangan saktuhan lang yung bola.
Nice serve by Francis. Solis, setup job. Combination for CEU. Nandun na naman si Malabunga. Back-to-back. Good defense coming from Malabunga.
Again, if Malabunga is in front, huwag mong gagawin yun. Huwag kang magda-drop ball in front of him kasi makukuha at makukuha niya yung bola.
5-point lead for the Air Force. They tried to go to the back, but Nazareno failed to score that one. Now it's a 6-point lead for the Philippine Air Force.
Too wide on that attack from Nazareno. Meron kasi siyang blockers. Kaya tinaasan niya yung bola. Pero unfortunately, no touch from the blockers.
And nagko-confirm ngayon yung dalawang referees natin kung nagkaroon ba ng net infraction. First referee Rene Gaspillo calling second referee Bonifacio Abog. Magkakaroon ng maikling konferensya dito.
Just to clarify things, kung yung bola yung tumama sa net or si Malabunga, but their decision, it was Malabunga who touched the net. Oh,
It was Malabunga or Labrador. One of the two, no?
from the replay, very clear na sumabit yung kamay.
Lopez, set up job to Ismail. Now the Air Force, they're turning things on here. They have built a 6-point lead, 16-10 as we go to the second technical timeout of set 1.
Bakit? Bawi ako. Yes, go.
Anim lang. Judge mo maglaro. Ayaw mo pang ilaban. Di ba? Ano mangyayari?
Ako.
Tingnan natin. Masyado tayo nag-uuna sa blocking. Pababa na tayo. Papaluin pa lang nila eh.
Kaya natin sila umeri. Saka-saka.
Yan yung Mary. Kaya-kaya nyo naman sabayan eh. Hindi na yan. Trabaho lang.
Naman
Ikaw
sahod,
papadagi
sahod.
sa'yo pag nasa harapan na.
Gamitin niyo yung kamay ng blanket, no? Gamitin niyo yung kamay ng blanket. Ganun lang.
Saka, enjoy lang, enjoy lang. No pressure, te.
Go lang, go lang.
Hey, see you!
Upcoming games for the Scorpions, the Blue Eagles, and then the Pirates to end their preliminary round. And we heard in the huddle, Naaga saying, enjoy lang, the coaching staff saying, target the hands of the blockers.
And trabaho lang kasi kung sasabayan nila, kaya din naman. Like what they did earlier. Pero ngayon kasi medyo bumibitaw sila. And Philippine Air Force, talagang tinatrabaho rin nila sa net.
And Naagas is staying true to his word except for that last sequence where he hit the ball at the bottom, kaya lumabas yun.
Also, 3 blockers were up there for his attack. Minsan talagang gusto mong iwasan yung blockers pero tataasan mo yung bola mo and that will definitely go out. And Ismail with that power angle, makikita natin very relaxed pa itong paglalaro ni Ismail pero he is doing a great job. Look at that, 2 blockers pero iniwasan lang niya dahil ang taas ng talon kasi nito ni Ismail.
What I like here is they're showing respect dito sa kalaban nila in CEU. Kita mo game faces are on eh. They're playing
Yes.
defense. They're playing the way they should. They're looking for those open gaps. Still looking for those open gaps. Lead of Air Force down to 9. Or at 9. 19-10. Jet Spikers. They go to Ismail. Lopez.
Marmeto was there.
Back to the Scorpions. Nice rally we're watching here. Oh, and Abdilia was rejected one-on-one with Sandoval.
From the back, that attack from Abdilia, pinalo niya kasi ng derecho and the blocker came up to the net. 1 blocker from CEU and he was able to get that and no coverage for Philippine Air Force, and that could be a booster for CEU.
And you saw that celebration by Sandoval. I will not blame him dahil for you to block an MVP,
Malaking bagay na yun for
Oo.
you.
And for sure, no, he will remember that, and that will be one of his many motivations, especially when they go to their own collegiate wars. Air Force up by 8. Solis.
One more
And-
try by Clemente, but that was off the block, and you will get that point.
Lead of Air Force down to 7. Our score 20 for the Air Force, 13 for CEU. Abdilia, ginawa ng paraan. On the other side, zone 5 was open and flying high was Robin Clemente.
Clemente has been doing a great job here for CEU. Let's look at that one again. Open attack and cross court for Clemente. No one was there for Philippine Air Force.
At inuunti-unti ito ng CEU. They're only down by 6. Abdilia going to work. Gives the Air Force a 7-point lead.
Very easy lang para kay Ranran yung mga ganong atake.
Serving now is Kim Malabunga. And prior to that, that was a nice hit by Ranran. Samantala, Clemente continues to play well. At feeling ko nabubulaga dito itong Jet Spikers at what Clemente is doing. Iba na matangkad in Francis Saura.
Ang ganda ng atake ni Saura. Quick one from him. Eh talaga nagtinginan lang sila ni Jessie Lopez. Hindi na sinenyasan ni Jessie. I can see Saura.
Yun yung familiarity, no? Coming into play. Nazareno failing to score on that one. Now it's an 8-point lead again for the Air Force. (23-15). They go back to their captain. And Nazareno this time succeeds in giving a point to CEU.
I love how Philippine Air Force is respecting CEU. As you can see, triple block. Triple block, nag-triple block pa rin sila sa mga attackers nitong CEU.
Because they're staying or sticking with the game plan. Yun yung game plan talaga na. And one of their game plans is to give it to Ranan Abdilia.
And of course, that down the line attack. Wala ka nang magagawa doon. Ang bilis ng bola and niloadan din niya yung atake niya. And Ismail.
Ensign for the Air Force, 25-16. They are flexing their muscles here in this match, but CEU doing well as well, scoring 16 points here in set number 1. 17 minutes na po ang ating set 1, set 2 when we come back. Generals on the attack. The back set. Ah, fantastic.
Wow. Solid block from Tibayan on that attack.
Back to Adamson. Jimenez with that back set.
The Philippine Coast Guard defense, solid blocking coming from the orange shirts. One more try.
Good net defense by the Generals.
Almodiel scoring through the blockers. Eusebio Pumalo sent up.
Set up job ni Marco. Combination play. And they're up 5-0. LaSalle on the attack. Combination again.
Is he ready for it? Then the drop.
And that's another successful hit coming from Camposan.
Coverage was good. But look at San Andres.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays on One Sports, Channel 91 on SD, 261 on HD. Live stream on Facebook as well. One Sports PH, HCPH, your open conference for Spikers Turf. Good crowd here in Pac Arena in Manila. We are live on One Sports. And the beautiful faces have come out here in this arena. And I have one beautiful face right next to me who will talk about the numbers. Mosh, take it away.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. On their first set look at that, Philippine Air Force had 15 attacks versus just 10 from CEU. And the errors of CEU, they had 7. Kahit na less yung errors na yan, pero yung Philippine Air Force, very minimized. Dalawa lang yung errors nila. The blocks pareho lang. And I love how CEU is really giving a good fight dito sa Philippine Air Force through the net defense.
Imagine they were able to produce 16 points, talking about the Scorpions, and 10 of those from their successful attacks, led by number 5, Robin Clemente. Kita natin, tsaka dito sa Nazareno. Pero for sure, dito, adjustments will be made on the side of the Air Force, but a lot of adjustments are expected as well from CEU.
Definitely. CEU, maganda rin naman talaga yung nilaban nila on the first set. We saw a couple of good attacks from them. Pero itong Philippine Air Force, they are playing their usual game. Hindi nila ini-easy itong game na to. And Abdila and Ismail did a great job as usual for Philippine Air Force. Now, that point will go to CEU. First one for them here in the second set.
So let's see if the Scorpions will have a sting, a more potent sting here in set number 2. Quick one for Labrador.
A few changes here for Philippine Air Force. We have Rueca, we have Mojica, and Labrador. Also, they changed their libero.
It's Sumangi doing that job right now. So chance for luxury for Coach Dante Alinsnurin to really mix up his players now. But the reinforced conference MVP is still in the game, Abdilia. Yun yung matututunan dito ni Solis, Julian Solis on the other side. Never turn your back to the net, di ba? Nagulat din siya eh. Loaded serve, but it goes out.
That's too wide for Abdilia.
Ako feeling ko sa lakas ng mga serve ni Abdilia, kung pwedeng umilag yung net, iilag din yung net eh.
Ako nga, kung kalaban niya ako, iilagan ko lang yun. Hindi ko na yun kukunin.
Malakas eh, di ba?
Kahit yung palo, sige, point mo na lang yan, Ran. Okay.
The captain is trying, Nazareno, going for that ball. Pero kidding aside, if you're on the other side, you see Ran. Kung ikaw yung libero lang na on the other end, you'd want to get a successful dig against a Ran Abdilia.
And that is, actually, that will benefit you kapag na-master mo kunin yung service ni Ran. Malaking bagay yun for you.
Service or hit, 5-2. Sandoval tried to score earlier for CEU, but he failed. Blue shirts. Naagas. Blocked. Another point for Air Force. So sabihin na natin sa viewers natin, hindi ko kumakain ng mani si Mosh dito. We have to tell them, a little bit under the weather, but Mosh, such a trooper, still went to work. Thank you, Mosh, for not leaving me here by myself. Sandoval, failing to go after that ball.
I cannot miss this game, Chiki. Philippine Air Force against CEU. Gusto ko talaga tong i-cover and gusto ko mapanood live.
5-point lead for the Air Force. Back set. Oh, overcooking that one was Sevilla Hermosa. So it's a 6-point lead here for the Jet Spikers. We go to the first technical timeout of set number 2.
Sa tulo na yung bola, gamitin nyo na yung kamay ng blocker, pag-check ball nyo na lang. Opposite setting. Kailangan. Pag nandito na tayo, nga opposite kaso, paputas. Yan. Sabi siya, hindi ka lang walang. Kaya mo na yun. Sige. Wala. Sige.
Konti lang yan, kaya nakabulin yan.
Ano lang oh.
Alis nyo lang yung gigil. Lumaman tayo na maayos.
Sige. Ito, dahil lang. Magsalita naman.
Go, go, go! 1, 2, 3, set! Ha?
We'll talk about our tournament system for a while here. 14 teams, 4 different pools.
Since we have 24 teams, Cheeky, we had to divide them into 4 pools. Now, per pool, we have 6 teams, and the top 2 teams will qualify in the quarterfinals. Of course, the top team.
And the top team will definitely have a twice-to-beat advantage. Tama ka doon, Mosh, na magko-crossover nang yan sa kabilang grupo. Ang hinahabol mo ngayon, if you want to be in the top 2, is nandun ka sa twice-to-beat. And then best of 3 on the semis, best of 3 also in the final. So, while the Air Force, second game pa lang nila to, they're looking good in sending a message across their pool na gusto nilang makuha agad yung number 1.
And you know, if you have that twice-to-beat advantage, malaking factor yon for you. Para mas madali na yung buhay mo sa semifinals.
8-4 in favor of the Jet Spikers. Sandoval again. You know, that's the second time that he was all alone at the net and he's doing an awesome job.
Very well read by Sandoval. I think si Sandoval, maganda siyang bumasa ng atake ng kalaban niya.
Leo Campos, set up job here. Nice to see Mojica in the game. Good block by Malabanan. Now it's a 4-point lead for the Air Force, 9-5.
No coverage for CEU on that one. Pumalo sa likod itong si Villa Hermoso, but of course, the blockers of Philippine Air Force were there. And if you are CEU, you need to have coverage all the time. Kapag may pumalo sa inyo, kailangan sundan mo to ng coverage. Kasi the strong blockers of Philippine Air Force, they will always be there to block your attacks.
Sandoval, yung ating binabanggit na nagmamanman sa net with the service error, unfortunately. So the lead is at 4 again for the Air Force. Nabanggit ko na Mojica in the game. Nice to see him in action. But he commits a service error as well.
Go-warma pa itong si Mojica. We missed him in the reinforced conference. Hindi natin siya nakita masyado maglaro last conference. But now we are seeing more of him.
Leo Campo doing a smart move there after that first ball by Sumangi.
And wala nang nagawa yung CEU. Patalikod pa, Cheeky. Hindi na niya tinignan kung saan babagsak yung bola. He did that.
Binasa muna no?
Ganun talagang ginagawa niya He has been an expert of that. Look at that. Triple block from Philippine Air Force, but Nazareno was able to get a point out of that.
The captain seeing a gap on the defense. Saktong-sakto yung pag-target niya. And if you're one of the Scorpions, you like to see this, that your captain is battling with you and is trying to keep the boat afloat.
Makikita natin lumalaban din talaga itong CEU.
Good first ball. Abdilia. Rejected. They go back to Ranran. Quick one for the Scorpions. Good save by Sumangi.
And
But what happened there?
a miscommunication on Run and Labrador. On that one, hindi kasi sila nagsabi ng mine. Let's look at that one again. Ayan, nagkahiyaan na sila. And natawa na lang si Ran.
And then you could read the lips of Ran saying akin, acknowledging it or being accountable for that. Now, CEU is battling here in the second set. They're only down by a point.
That one was too low for Ran. Masyado nang mababa yung bola nung pinalo niya. And good thing for CEU. Look at the score. Hindi na nila pinapalayo itong Philippine Air Force.
De Ocampo to Abdilia, cross court. Now the lead of the Air Force up to 2 again, 12-10.
Of course, Ran, kapag nagka-error siya, pabawi din talaga. Look at that, 2 blockers pero hindi inabutan yung palo ni Ran.
Doon mo matitest yung veterans mo. No? They'll make a mistake, they'll apologize, and they will correct that by scoring convincingly the next time they get a chance.
And hindi lang score, magandang atake. Yung binigay sa atin na Ran.
3-point lead for the Air Force, 13-10. Scorpions putting up a good fight here in this match. This time around, Nazareno will be denied.
Again, no coverage for CEU. This has been their problem. Dito sa set na to, nabablock yung palo pero no one will get that one. Nagkatinginan na lang sila, walang kumuha sa floor.
4-point lead for the Air Force. Solis to Villahermoso. And now they're following the instructions of their coaching staff. Targetin nyo yung kamay ng defenders.
Binilisan ni Villahermoso yung palo niya. He saw 2 blockers up there waiting for him. And talagang slice niya yung palo niya.
Good sleeper of a serve from Gonzalez. Combination, Nazareno. Single coverage.
Nababasa nila yung mga palo ni Abdilia. And that is the 3rd time na solid block from CEU. Look at that. 1 blocker ni Nazareno.
And the second time that they successfully block Abdilia na isang tao lang nagbabantay. Pero ito yung ganti palagi ng veterano. No? They will return the favor immediately.
And very easy lang for Philippine Air Force. 2 blockers on that one. And again, no coverage for CEU. Merong tao sa baba pero hindi pa rin niya nakuha yung bola.
15-12, 3-point lead for the Jet Spikers. It's going to be Ranran Abdilia serving. 9 points already for Ranran. Over receive. It's a gift. Rueca scores.
Rueca receiving that happily. When you are going against a team like Philippine Air Force, huwag kang mabibigay ng regalo.
16-12, 4-point lead for the Air Force. We go to the second technical timeout of this set. We'll talk about the different pools now. We'll start with Pool A, Mosh.
Now for Pool A, we have Adamson, Signal, AYAC, we have IEM, NCBA, and BNS. Kanina IEM and Adamson yung magkalaban and 5 sets yung binigay nila sa atin.
And Adamson got their first defeat. IEM naman first win. Ateneo leading the other side with the Scorpions, the Spikers, the Blue Spikers, the Pirates, and the Jet Spikers. That's A and B. For pools C and D, you have the Ramen Masters, the Troopers, the Dolphins, and the Power Hitters with the Stags and the Altas in Pool C.
Ang lakas din ng teams ng Pool C. And now for Pool D, we have Arellano, Mapua, San Beda, PGJC Navy.
UST, nandun din.
Nandun din ang UST.
So mabigat talaga tong ating open conference. 24 teams. Pero yun nga, no? Yun yung malungkot doon. Hindi naman lahat aangat eh.
Pero sabi nga natin, very equally divided yung teams dito sa pools. Kasi ang ganda nung format natin ngayong open conference.
So 14 school-based teams and 10 club teams. Scorpions hanging in there, down only by 4 points, but they don't need those errors, costly errors at this juncture.
They should minimize their errors. Kasi itong kalaban nila, Philippine Air Force, konti lang talaga yung nagagawang unforced errors. And they should match that for them to be able to get back in this game.
Solis, pinuntahan si Nagas. And yung triple net defense worked there. Rueca, Mojica, and I think that was Labrador there. Or Malabanan rather.
Nakakalito rin kasi itong Philippine Air Force. Parang pare-pareho lang yung...
Actually, si Malabanan and Labrador,
And
parang
Labrador, yes.
same hulma, di ba? Yung, pati yung lapad.
And yung gesture,
No.
halos pareho lang.
Tama mo pa yung gupit.
Yeah.
I love what Nagas is doing here. Trying to put up a good fight here. Binubuhay niya, sinusubukan niya. Leo Campo running for that ball. Pero hindi na naabot ni Mojica yun.
Mojica was not in the right position to get that. And natawa na rin siya kasi hindi na siya nakaatras. And nagulat siya na sa kanya sinet yung bola.
Air Force up by 6. Pinabawi nila si Mojica. Over-receive. Rueca.
Drop ball, and that will work for Rueca. Again, the floor defense of CEU, they need to adjust on that. Kanina pa sila nahuhulugan ng bola.
Lead is at 7. Ganda yung ginawa ni Rueca. Silip, nakita yung donut, yung campfire. Doon niya pinabagsak yung bola. Nagas. Good idea of trying to go to the back, di ba? Dahil tinamaan yung kamay ng defenders.
Kamay ng blockers. And he had 3 blockers on that attack. Talagang minsan iisipin mo na lang kung anong dapat mong gawin kapag ganito kalakas yung kalaban mo. 3 blockers up for him. And great idea. Kasi pinatama na lang niya yung bola sa kamay.
I don't think if you try to go through the heart of the defense, pag ganyang katitibay like the Air Force, that you'll be successful in locating those gaps, di ba?
You can try kasi nobody knows na kapag nilakasan mo yung palo mo, makakaluso talaga. Pero yun nga, solid blockers from Philippine Air Force and naghahabol ka ng score. So, porsyento muna yung gagawin mo.
Tama. Hanapin mo yung higher percentage of scoring talaga. 7-point lead for the Air Force. Nagas again. And what happened there, Mosh?
That was not over. That went straight to the net. Sa net lang tumama. Sa tape, rather, tumama yung bola.
23-15. 8-point lead for the Air Force. It's an ace for Mojica.
That is just on the line for Mojica.
Ito yung mga time na pwedeng sumugal ng konti yung
Yes.
Philippine Air Force, no? Solis to Nagas. Doing the same thing pero may coverage sa likod. That ball is still alive. Oh, and look at that. That's a good example of not giving up on the play until that ball hits the floor.
And quick hands by CU on that one. Nakuha nila yung score. Because as you mentioned, Shiki, they did not give up kasi may time doon na pwedeng, sige, nahayaan ko na lang yung bola. But that did not happen.
Service error here. Coming from Nagas. And the second set will end with the same score as the first set. 25-16. The Air Force off to a good start. Our set 3 when we come back. CEU Scorpions, they're facing Goliath in this match here, and that's the Philippine Air Force. And they're down 0-2 in set count. Rana Nabilia, not 100% with that right knee injury, having a light moment. We'll show you the numbers here in set number 2. Not so much attacks here coming from the Air Force.
Well, nabawasan yung attacks nila. They had 6 apiece, pati itong CEU now. Pero yung blockings nila, 6 blocks here in the second set and only 2 from CEU. Though the service aces of Philippine Air Force, they had 4. And yun yung nagbago sa game nitong Philippine Air Force kasi kanina wala silang service aces. Now the errors, mas maraming CEU, isa lang. Pero kasi mas umepekto yung errors ng CEU sa second set dahil sa service errors nila and other unforced errors. Mas costly for CEU yung errors compared dito sa Philippine Air Force because the Philippine Air Force nababawi nila sa blockings and service aces yung scores.
You spoke about that, Rueca. You know, we saw Labrador, Malabanan. They're really manning that net. They're sticking to their game plan. Sabi mo nga, no? Malilit na yung kalaban, pero yung respeto, triple blockers pa rin at the net. And that's what we saw, not only in the first, but also in the second set.
And ang ganda kasi they are playing their usual game. And now that they're shuffling the players, Gampong is now here inside the court of Philippine Air Force. Mas na-workout nila yung chemistry nila inside the court.
Good chance for them to prepare for future battles. You know, they're looking good right now, the Air Force, to get a 2-0 win-loss record after this match. But we're not taking the fight away from the Scorpions. Dahil sabi nga natin, hanggat baka tatlong set ka dito, then doon matatapos ang laban.
And not until you reach 25 here in this third set. And on that one, good power angle from Clemente.
Labrador from De Ocampo makes it 2-1 in favor of the Air Force.
Ang hirap din for CEU kasi lahat ng players dito sa Philippine Air Force umaatake ng malakas.
May binanggit ka pang ang pangalan eh, Gampong, di ba kapapasok lang eh.
And he was actually the best player of the game on their first game against Lyceum.
Rueca tried to go to the back. Too much muscle behind that hit. It goes out.
Hindi na rin kasi nakabuelo itong si Rueca to get that.
Tied at 2. Clemente with a serve. It also sails out. It's a service error, so the lead goes back to the Air Force. Rueca naman ang nasa service area. 3 serving 2. And they're just exchanging service errors here. Tabla tayo sa 3. Carla Villahermoso. Good serve. De Ocampo going to Gampong, and there's a campfire.
An off-speed attack from Gampong. Tinignan niya muna yung pupwestuhan ng atake niya bago niya pinalo yung bola.
4-3 Air Force up by a point. Solis, quick one. And Gonzalez responds. Medyo nabulaga doon yung Air Force. Hindi sila ready doon.
And CEU should do more of those, you know, combination plays, quick attacks, and even running attacks. Kasi ngayon, nahihirapan silang kumuha ng first ball nitong Philippine Air Force. Open lang talaga yung setup nila.
Yung quick, ano, pag ginamitan mo yung mga malalaking kalaban mo, mas may tama ka, mas may chance kang makascore eh. Because if that ball sails longer up in the air,
Nakaka-ready kasi yung blockers.
Yung blockers.
Nakaka-set up yung defense. Unlike pag quick yung atake mo, is mababa lang kasi 2 inches lang yung quick eh, more or less eh, above the net. So mabilis yung palo.
Bumebuelo pa lang, di ba? 5-4, Air Force up by a point. De Ocampo to Mojica. On the other side, Solis will go to their captain.
Good cross-court attack.
Good floor defense by Gampong. Free ball. Chance for CEU to score. This time around, Nazareno will give a point to CEU.
You see, CEU can do it kapag binigyan nila ng effort, nilagyan nila ng, ng effort yung ginagawa nila just on that rally. Nazareno was able to get that ball through the blockers of Philippine Air Force.
Good serve by Nazareno. Labrador going soft on that attack.
Good coverage.
De Ocampo. Binigay kay Mojica sa kabila. Back to the dark shirts. Scorpions. Down the line. It's out. And Clemente trying to rotate that wrist of his.
And I think na out of balance kasi si Clemente pag talon niya.
1 point lead for the Air Force. Del Campo, good serve. Sleeper of a serve. Mojica. And miscommunication between Climaco and Solis. Ito yung effect ng pagiging bata pa, no? Yung the maturity level in the game. CEU being tested here. But having said that, this open conference of Spikers Turf will develop them and really prepare them pagdating nila sa kanilang tournament.
Definitely. And iba rin kasi talaga yung laro dito sa Spikers Turf now if they play against the collegiate leagues. Iba na yung mentality na ibibigay ng CEU and other school-based teams here in Spikers Turf.
But the Air Force only have one mentality here. It's to win. They're up by 3, 8-5. We'll be right back.
Open natin. Yun ang babantayan mo.
Go lang tayo.
Alam mo, mag-uusap ka sa loob eh. Dapat nag-uusap kayo sa loob eh. Position mo nasan? Doon. Ano nangyari sa'yo? Bakit? Diba? Kasi nakatras dito eh. Kaya hindi ka mag-isip.
Tatutok.
Team rankings po natin, win-loss record. The Air Force entering this game with a 1-0 record.
And now for CEU, 0-2. Easy trip. 1-0. Natalo nila yung CEU on the last game. And also Echo Oil, DLSU Green Spikers. Ateneo, Blue Eagles, wala pang game. And we are very excited to see them here in Spikers Turf.
So ilan ulit ang papasok per group natin na Mosh in our open conference?
For the quarterfinals, the top 2 teams lang
Top 2
per
lang, ano?
pool. And then the top seeded team, yun yung magkakaroon ng twice to beat advantage.
So after the preliminaries, 2/3 will be sent home. Only 1/3 will advance.
Ang bilis lang kasi 5 games lang. 5 teams lang yung kakalabanin mo. And that's why every win is really important.
Alam mo ba't maganda rin yung ganun minsan, Mosh? It will teach our players yung sense of urgency na from the first game all the way to the last, you have to. Oops. Probably rolled an ankle is Villa Hermoso. We'll try to catch that in slow-mo if we could. This is something that, of course, we all don't want to see, in any sport.
He is in pain.
Not sure if it was the ankle or the knee.
Definitely the ankle. Oh, when he landed.
My goodness.
That was a painful one.
Well, he rolled it completely, and that's the reason why he could not even stretch it out. Pasintabi po, excuse to those who are probably, I don't know, having a meal right now or watching it. But we just had to show you guys what happened to Villa Hermoso, and we hope that everything's okay. We'll try to get a report if we go to a dead ball here.
Pero wala siyang naapakan na paa. when he landed.
It's a bad landing on a case zone only of bad landing. 9-7, Air Force up by 2. Cross court didn't work for Clemente.
Good intention by Clemente, but based on the sound of the ball, that was a mishit.
There's his timeout here by the Scorpions. Let's listen in.
Ikaw, dun ka.
Nasa open pa ako. Okay. So, sir, kakaserve ka na. Sorry. Kasi, sabi mo kanina sa kwarto.
Kaya nga mag-iiba. Magkakwato ka talaga kasi mag-utility ka eh. Wala ka.
Ano lang, nagkamali ako.
Hindi nga nakikaya nga tinay mo dahil
Matatawagan.
Go, 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 go!
Hey! CEU!
So, 10-7, we saw, just to give an update to the fans of Carlo Villahermoso, we have a complete medical team here and they are attending to him already. So such a trooper, you know, Carlo Villahermoso. And we hope everything is okay. So we're back here. It's a 3-point lead for the Air Force. It's Mojica about to serve. Loaded service there. Back to the dark shirts. Rueca. Soft on that one.
Miscalculation by Rueca on that one. Akala niya, ang lapit na niya sa net. But that set-up, nilayo kasi yung bola.
Climaco will serve.
On hand set by De Ocampo. And that will work for Labrador.
Familiarity is coming into play here.
Tinginan na lang sila, hindi na sila nagsasabihan ng play.
That's why masasabi mo nga champion team din itong Air Force. Solis to Naagas. One more try for the Scorpions. Mojica was there. De Ocampo. They go to Gampong, who goes to the back. Naagas. Ooh.
Naagas overcooking that one. Gusto niya kasing bumawi and get a good attack. Pero yung setup kasi from the libero, from the back na rin, hindi na rin niya na-timing na maayos.
Combination for the Scorpions. Read well by Malabanan.
Malabanan, Gampong, and Rueca were there for that attack.
Now the lead has gone up to 5 for the Air Force, 13-8. Sleeper of a serve coming from Labrador. And then Naagas just hitting it, making it bounce off the hands of the defenders.
Through the hands of the blockers of Philippine Air Force. Yun yung susubukan at susubukan mo na makalusot yung palo mo sa blockers nitong Philippine Air Force.
Kasi yun yung pinaka greatest opportunity mo no, to earn a point. I mean, CEU has good hitters. Pero kung matataas yung blockers, hirap talaga eh.
Look at that, na-late yung blockers ng CEU. For that attack from Rueca.
And they do it again. Nazareno scoring off the block.
Little by little, CEU is adjusting sa net defense nitong Philippine Air Force. Nakakalusot at nakakalusot yung ibang palo nila.
4-point lead for the Air Force. Gampong flying high. Makes it a 5-point lead for the Jet Spikers. 15-10. Mads Gampong with a serve. Another overcooked hit coming from the Scorpions. It's now a 6-point lead here for the Air Force as we go to the second technical timeout of set number 3. Carla Villahermoso being attended by a member of our medical team here. And he rolled his left ankle badly.
And from the video, that was a painful one. Pero Villahermoso not showing any sign.
Oo nga eh.
Oo,
Tibay eh.
ngayon relax na siya and kanina tumayo pa siya ano pa siya?
Tumoy sa huddle.
Yes.
We saw him from that attack. Sama lang talaga ng landing.
Landing.
And the thing is, he has a high, ang taas ng kanyang leaping, maganda kanyang leaping ability. That's why the landing was also bad. Dahil ang taas nun yung force. In any case, the Scorpions continue to battle here. They're down by 7, however. And Air Force are trying to pull away in this third set. Nazareno.
A net touch by Nazareno. On that one, iniwasan na niya pero nahawakan pa rin niya yung net.
18-10. It's still Mads Gampong serving for the Air Force. Good serve. Will be received. Deo Campo. Set up to Malabanan.
Quick attack by Malabanan. Very easy lang for Malabanan yung atake na yun.
Now a 9-point lead here for the Philippine Air Force. Ngayon lang yata ako nakakita ng smile sa mga mukha ng Air Force. Kanina pa sila seryoso. Malabanan makes it a 10-point lead. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb here for CEU.
The first 3 games. For them kasi, I think, nag-a-adjust pa sila. But because 6 teams lang sila sa isang pool, hindi ka pwedeng matagal mag-adjust dito sa league na to. Kasi every win is important and every game counts. So ngayon, 3 games na sila and they are down by 2 sets. Now, kapag natapos ito ng Philippine Air Force, 0-3. Itong standing ng CEU.
And it will be tougher for them. Nag-usap nga kami ni Neil, tayo nila Neil, di ba? We're saying 3 wins. What if pa yan eh? If you can make it to the next round. 4 is probably a good number. But if you're going to 0-3, and we're not saying na nandun na si CEU until this game is done, the most they could get is 2 wins.
Kasi 2 na lang yung natitira na lang games.
And that would be against Ateneo.
Ateneo.
Yung isa dun. So, not really an easy journey. But, having said that, dapat para kang sponge, if you're the Scorpions. Absorb. Get all those good learnings. 21-11. In favor of the Air Force. Deo Campo. Balik sa kabila. Nazareno.
Good rally we're seeing right now.
I like the resiliency here of the Scorpions. Mojica. Nice read from Nazareno. And he's doing everything here for CEU.
But that was too low for Nazareno. Siya na kasi kumuha ng first ball. And binigay pa sa kanya yung third ball. Hindi na siya nakatras for his approach.
But he is really showing everyone as a captain, he should keep on fighting. And he's living by example. Off the block, point goes to Air Force. They're up by 12. Service error coming from Malabanan.
Too wide for Malabanan on that service line.
So back to the Scorpions. It's going to be Nazareno serving for CEU. 12 serving 23.
Combination play by Philippine Air Force.
Good floor defense by the Air Force from the back. Gampong makes it 24-12.
Solid frontliners and also si Gampong nasa backline and pinapapalo pa rin siya doon.
Match point for the Air Force. Let's see if they could end it here. Nope, not yet. CEU still alive.
Quick hands by Mojica, but the Ocampo was too far to get that second ball.
11-point lead for the Air Force. A commanding 11-point lead. Can they end it here? And they do. The De Ocampo and Labrador connection makes it 25-13. And Air Force winning in straight sets.
And now we can see the smiles on their faces. Kanina, very game face itong Philippine Air Force. And ang ganda naman talaga ng nilaro nila. They played their usual game, you know, solid net defense and also powerful attacks, combination plays, and other variations of attack. And for CEU, they need a lot of adjustments for them to get back in this league. Pero hindi pa tapos ang laban nila dito sa Spikers Turf. Meron pa silang dalawang laro.
Air Force going 3-0 and they're now up in the team standings 2-0. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Philippine Air Force winning in straight sets at 2-0 na sila ngayon sa ating torneo. Kasama natin ang best player of the match, Ranon Abdilla. Ran, umpisahan muna natin dito. You entered this game, mas maliliit yung kalaban ninyo, but you showed respect from the start at hindi nyo sila minaliit, dinipensahan ninyo na maayos.
Ayun, bawat game namin, lalo na pag mga ganyang kalaban namin, hindi namin sila pwede i-underestimate. Kasi syempre, team yan eh. Medyo matagal na rin sila, taon na rin naglalaro yung mga so hindi namin sila pwedeng bigyan ng kumpiyansa.
Kumusta ngayon ang tingin mo sa team ninyo? Ang dami ninyong mahuhusay na manlalaro, but we have a lot of teams dito. Maraming pwedeng pumalag sa inyo. Anong sa tingin mo chances ng Air Force sa Open Conference?
Sa ngayon, nakafocus kami sa elimination. One game at a time lang kami.
Ran, alam natin nung reinforced conference, naglaro ka nung dulo na may injury. Kwento mo sa amin ngayon yung tuhod mo. Kamusta na? Are you 100%? Nasa ilang porsyento ka na ba as you entered this game?
Ayun nga, mahirap maglaro nung last conference. And ngayon, nag-i-strengthenin pa rin ako hanggang ngayon. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin.
Ran, chance mo na bumati sa lahat ng fans mo, fans ng Air Force at fans ng Spikers Turf.
Ay sa mga fans ng Air Force, sana supportahan niyo kami hanggang dulo. And yun, love you all.
Our best player of the game, Ranon Abdilla. Mosh?
Congratulations to our best player of the game, Ranon and Abdilla, and of course to the Philippine Air Force to end in this game in just 3 sets. Now in the first set, ang ganda-agad na pinakita ng Philippine Air Force. They had solid net defense. They also had combination plays and also the floor defense. And for CEU, ang ganda rin ng pinakita nila nung simula. They had that passion of showing what they got here in Spikers Turf. So, nung first set, nakita natin yung combinations din ng CEU and what they can do. Pero, of course, Philippine Air Force scored 25 and 16 only for CEU.
But they did show everyone that in spite of that 0-2 record entering this game, they're ready to mix it up with the big boys. Yun nga lang talagang sila, Howard Mojica, De Ocampo, Labrador, malabanan, just too much for the Scorpions, for the younger Scorpions.
Because of course of the experience that the Philippine Air Force has, and they are the reigning champions of this Open Conference. And looking at the numbers, CEU had 27 big errors compared to just 15 from Philippine Air Force. And as well as the attacks, 34 etong atake ng Philippine Air Force and 24 from CEU. So 10 agad yung difference ng numbers na yon. 9 blocks for Philippine Air Force and 5 aces. So ang laki ng difference ng game nila, but because CEU is a young and school-based team, talagang experience yung habol nila dito sa Spikers turf.
So it's 0-3 now for the Scorpions, 2-0 for the Air Force. Up next, we got the Army Troopers and the PLDT Home Fiber Power Hitters, only here on your Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference, live on the One Sports.